Good evening, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Lights Out Bedtime Stories podcast. Well. It has been a while, but we are back. I have been away for a while, but I am so excited to be back with you. I know you have missed our stories, and I have missed sharing them with you too. I have been working hard to bring you even more magical tales, and I am thrilled to announce that new stories will be uploaded regularly from now on. If you want to connect, you can contact me at e3dstories@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Spotify engagement tab. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for your patience and support. I can't wait to embark on more adventures with you all. We are back on our mission to have 1,000 ad-free stories for boys and girls around the world forever. But let's get back to the story because it's all about the story. Tonight's story is one of my favourites, by me, Martyn Kenneth. It's a lovely story about a little girl with a special talent for hiding things that catches the attention of 3 clumsy pirates. That's right. Tonight's story is called Edithina Hides the Pirate's Treasure by Martyn Kenneth. Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Edithina, and she lived in a very big house with a mummy and daddy, an older sister, and a little baby brother. Now Edithina, being the middle child, was very mischievous. In fact, she was very, very famous. Do you know what she was famous for? Well, she was very well known, especially in her big house, for picking things up and not putting them back. And that wasn't all. She would hide things, and she would put things where they shouldn't be, and she wouldn't put things back where they should be. So in short, she would be always losing things. And when Mummy would shout and say, "Where did you put my ring?" Edithina wouldn't remember. She would just lean against the wall and twiddle her fingers and go, "I don't know." "I saw you playing with it just before," said Mum. "Yeah, I was playing with it, but I can't remember where I put it." And so one day, Edithina's daddy showed her how to make a little map to find out where she'd put things so that she would remember exactly where she could find them. It was kind of like a treasure map, but because Edithina was only 6, she couldn't really draw a proper treasure map. She could, however, draw hearts and squares, ribbons and diamonds, and houses and tractors and trains, and dolls and mummies and daddies, and babies, brothers, and all the little things that little 6-year-olds can draw. As time went on, and her ability to lose things and put things where nobody could find them soon spread across the villages, and across the towns, and across the cities, and across the whole country, this little girl in a very, very big house became famous, for nobody could ever find the things that she would misplace or hide. Soon, word spread across the oceans to a place where there were 3 pirates. And these 3 pirates, Pirate Blackbeard, Pirate Whitebeard, and Pirate Purple Pants, were always fighting over who had the most treasure and who could hide the treasure the best. But the thing is, these 3 pirates were very terrible at hiding the treasure. And so when one pirate would hide his treasure, another pirate would find it almost immediately. Pirate Blackbeard hid all his treasure on Monday, and Pirate Whitebeard found it all on Tuesday, and he would hide the treasure on Wednesday, and then Pirate Purple Pants would find it on Friday. And this went on and on and on. They would hide the treasure and find the treasure. But then they got caught wind of this little girl who could hide things that nobody could ever find. And one by one, they set off to find Edithina. The quickest to get there was Pirate Blackbeard. He'd set off early in the morning with his 15 men and 15 boxes of treasure. And he arrived at the coast and marched with his boxes and his men all the way to Edithina's house. And there was a knock at the door. And Edithina opened it. "I'm here to find Edithina." "That's me. Who are you?" "I'm Pirate Blackbeard, and these are my men, and this is my treasure." And one by one, the 15 men marched into the house and sat down. Pirate Blackbeard followed and sat at the kitchen table. "I demand you to hide my treasure." "Hold on a minute," said Edithina's daddy. "You can't just barge in here and ask my little girl, who's only 6 years old, to hide your treasure." "Well, I'll give you some gold." And he pulled out of his pocket a little bag of gold. Well, if you insist," said Daddy. "But we have to ask Edithina if she wants to hide it first." And then Daddy asked Edithina if she wanted to hide Blackbeard's treasure. She said, "No, I want to play in my toy room." So Daddy invited all the pirates to sit at the kitchen table and have a nice cup of tea while they chatted about exactly what they would do next. The thing is, Daddy knew exactly what would happen. And as all the pirates were chatting about this lovely cup of tea that he had made, and as Pirate Blackbeard was thinking about how a little girl could hide 15 boxes of treasure, he turned around and the treasure was gone. And there, twiddling her fingers and curling her hair against the wall, was Edithina, with a nice little smile on her face. "Where's my treasure?" boomed Pirate Blackbeard. "I've hidden it," said Edithina. "I want to know where it is." "Well done, my little treasure hunters. You've come this far, and so, like Pirate Blackbeard wants to know where his treasure is, I want you to remember where his treasure has been hidden by Edithina. If you can draw a map the same as Edithina did and send a picture to e3dstories@gmail.com, then you will get a free Edithina book. I'll send it to you as soon as you send me the picture. I'll let you get on with the story now." Pirate Blackbeard screamed. Hold on, Mr. Blackbeard," said Daddy. "Let's just give her some paper and a crayon, and she'll draw you a map." And so Daddy gave Edithina a nice big piece of paper and a black crayon, and on it she drew a heart, a square, and what looked like a unicorn's tail. "What's this? It's not a treasure map," said Pirate Blackbeard. "Yes it is, silly," said Edithina. "Look, if you start here at the top of the heart, and you go all the way around and you cross over to the square and the circle, and you go down the unicorn's tail, that's where your treasure is. Let me show you." And so Edithina took the pirates around the trail, and lo and behold, the treasure was there, at the end of the unicorn's tail. "My word, no one would ever find my treasure here," said Pirate Blackbeard. And he took the map, and he rolled it up and put it in his pocket, and he sailed back across the ocean, where he came from. "Well, that was interesting," said Daddy, scratching his head and going back to pick up all the 15 cups that he had to wash that day. No sooner had he washed all those cups than there was another knock at the door. This time, Edithina's big sister, Sabrina, opened up the door and screamed, "I'm Pirate Whitebeard," said Pirate Whitebeard, and he had 20 men with 20 boxes all lined up behind him. Edithina ran and opened the door just a little bit wider, and they all marched in and sat down. Daddy, rolling his eyes, took the 15 cups he had just washed and got 5 more plastic cups off the shelf and made them all a nice cup of tea, and explained that if he, Mr. Pirate Whitebeard, wanted his daughter, Edithina, to hide his treasure, then he had to give him 2 bags of golden coins. "Not a problem," said Pirate Whitebeard, and he threw 2 big bags of gold coins across the table. "Now tell me how it works. How can a little girl hide 20 boxes of treasure when she can barely lift a chair?" "Just you wait, calm down, and have a nice cup of tea." "Okay." And so Pirate Whitebeard and all his men started to drink their cups of tea, and they were so amazed at how nice it was that they had forgotten about this little girl, and they couldn't see her hiding all that treasure. And so when Pirate Whitebeard turned around to see no more treasure left, he was shocked. "Where's my treasure?" he shouted. And there, in the corner, twiddling her hair, leaning against the wall, with a twinkle in her eye and a smile as sweet as candy, was Edithina. "I've hidden it," she said. "Where is it?" screamed the pirate. Daddy had to step in again. "Okay, come on, calm down. Let's just let her draw a map." And so he gave his daughter a big piece of paper and a yellow crayon this time, and Edithina drew a treasure map. She drew a ribbon and a tractor and the sun with a yellow crayon and a star in the bottom right corner. "What's this? It's not a map. Is this your homework for school?" laughed Pirate Whitebeard. "No, silly, it's a map. Look, you go across the ribbon, round the tractor's wheel up to the sun, which is actually a star. Did you know that? Because I learned that at school. Thank you very much. You will find your 20 boxes of treasure there, underneath the star." Captain Whitebeard looked very, very puzzled, but he followed Edithina around the ribbon, across the tractor's wheel, up to the sun and across to the star, and lo and behold, his treasure, all 20 boxes, was right there, behind the star. "My word," he said, and he took the map quickly, rolled it up, put it in his jacket pocket, and sailed back across the ocean. "Oh, what a funny day," said Daddy, as he picked up the 20 cups to take them back to the kitchen to wash. No sooner had he just finished washing the 20th cup when there was a third knock at the door. "Who is it?" said Daddy. "I'm Pirate Purple Pants," said Pirate Purple Pants. And when Daddy opened the door, he saw 25 men with 25 boxes all lined up behind down the road. "Come in," said Daddy. "I think we know exactly what you want." And they all came in and sat down, and so Daddy, with his 15 cups and 5 plastic cups, had to go and get 5 more paper cups. It took a little while for Daddy to make all those cups of tea, but he eventually made them, and even though a few of the pirates had cold tea, they were all amazed at how delicious it was. "How does this work?" said Pirate Purple Pants. "Okay, you give me some gold, and my daughter will hide your treasure, and she'll draw you a map that nobody will ever be able to work out." "Okay." "So, Purple Pants," said Purple Pants, "but how can a little girl hide 25 boxes of treasure all by herself?" "Don't worry about that," said Daddy. "You just enjoy your cup of tea." And no sooner had he finished the tea than Purple Pants turned around and screamed, "Where's my treasure?" And there, in the corner, twiddling her thumbs, was, that's right, Edithina, with a twinkle in her eye and a cheeky smile, leaning against the wall in the living room. "I've hidden it," said Edithina. "Where did you hide it in such a short time?" "I'll let her draw a map, shall I?" said Daddy. So Daddy gave her a big piece of paper and a purple crayon, and this time she drew a house with a mummy and a daddy, 2 sisters, and a little baby brother.
"What's this?"
said Pirate Purplepants.
"I don't want you to draw your family. I want you to draw a map where my treasure is."
"Okay, silly. Well, if you look at the house, and then you follow the family, from the daddy to the mummy, to my sister, to me, and then to my little brother, and you see the little poo that my little brother's done?"
"Yes."
"It's hiding behind there."
"Oh my gosh, who could believe this?"
said Pirate Purplepants.
"Let me show you."
And so Edithina took Pirate Purplepants around the house, over to the mummy and the daddy, and the sister, to the brother's poop. And there was 25 boxes of treasure, hidden right behind the baby's poo.
"I would never suspect it,"
said Pirate Purplepants, and he quickly rolled up the map, put it in his pocket, and sailed back across the ocean. And that was it. There were no more knocks at the door, no more lines of pirates and men and treasure, no more funny-looking pirates. Even after Dad had washed all those cups and thrown away the 5 paper ones, no more knocks came. And days passed, and weeks passed, and everything went back to normal. Until one day, Edithina came up with an idea. One night, while Daddy was washing the dishes, she tugged at his rolled-up sleeve and said, "Daddy, I've got an idea." So Daddy kneeled down, and Edithina whispered her idea into his ear. Daddy stopped washing the dishes immediately. He could not believe that it was such a good idea, and nobody had thought about it before. The next day, all the family packed up everything. They followed Edithina, who took them to get all the treasure from all the 3 pirates' hiding places. 15 boxes at the end of the unicorn's tail, 20 boxes from under the star, and 25 boxes of treasure from behind her little baby brother's poo. And with it, they went to an island. They bought the island, where they built a huge, beautiful house. They had a helicopter and a plane to take them anywhere they wanted in the world at a moment's notice. They had the most beautiful place, where the weather was perfect, and they had all the animals and food that they could ever need. And they even had Wi-Fi and Spotify. "But you know what?" Mummy said. "What happens if the pirates catch us? They're going to kill us." But Daddy, who had understood the genius of his little girl all along, said, "That's right, they would kill us. But how can they find us? Because it was Edithina who took us from the house and hid us here on the island. They will never, ever, 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 ever find us here." Mummy finally understood, and she smiled, and they all lived happily ever after on the island, where no one would ever find them or the treasure. The end of Edithina Hides the Pirate's Treasure by Martyn Kenneth. Here on the Lights Out podcast, bedtime stories for boys and girls who misplace things around the world. Good night.